Hi guys, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the Reverse Grid Championship on GT Sport. This is the second race from Willow Springs in the minis. So Bidzster, our winner earlier, starting at the back of the grid there, looking at him, getting ready for a start, waiting for the lights to go out. 14 laps of Willow Springs is go. Everyone gets a decent start. There's Jamo. Oh, someone's left on the grid. So seat one's off. Someone's left on the grid. There's Keith again. So Keith slow away. Oh, Footman again. Gran Turismo servers strike again as we go in towards turn 2. Gran Turismo, please sort your servers out. As everyone closes up in the middle. Danny Quaver there. Task 1. Looking for an opportunity up the inside as we get this panoramic view now. Down into the second corner. It's Neil Farmack in the lead. Task 1 up the inside of Danny Quaver into 4th place. Rodas next in 3rd. Cyrex and Nick Hash closing up. Task 1 and Rodas still side by side. Rodas makes a little mistake. Task 1 around the outside. Rodas now with Danny Quaver and Nick Hash and everyone else behind him. Danny Quaver looking to the left. Nick Hash to the right of Cyrex. Bidzster's through in the background into 8th place. There he is. Jamo going backwards. TY going backwards as well. So look at this battle now with 3 wide into the bank curve as Nick Hash goes for a move and then everyone else Costatina up. Tap, bang, wallop. Everyone getting close together as we go onto the straight now. So I don't know if there was room on the inside there for Nick Hash, but we'll get a replay after this first lap as we go down towards the next corner. There's Cyrex, Rodas, Jamo, Danny, everyone going down into that corner. Oh, we've got someone up the inside of Bidzster in the background, a little bit of tapping and boring. Jamo going backwards. Seat 1 up the inside of Bidzster in the background, so Bidzster shuffled back to 11th place there, so Bidzster not having a good start. Cyrex trying to go around the outside of Rodas into the last corner. That works out, and Danny Quaver has a little look as well. And Jamo making it 3 wide, going through on the inside. Jamo with the run. As you go in towards this little kink into the turn 2, and TY's off on the gravel. Danny Quaver's lost it. Ah, Danny Quaver goes off. Right, and then more smoke and mirrors, everything. Everything happening at once here. Brilliant stuff. Mr. Slow One still in 3rd place. Cyrex, Jamo, and everyone else trying to be 5th. As we go around this complex of corners. Nick Hash there in 6th place. Rodas shuffled back down to 7th after all that. Seat 1 looking for opportunities. Bidzster back in the fray. Rodas side by side with Nick Hash. Almost 5 cars trying to go into one. As we go down towards the banked curve. And Rodas squeezes Nick Hash. You've got to give it a racing room, and Rodas just squeezed him right onto the gravel as Mr. Slow One goes wide from 3rd. No, Mr. Slow One goes back to 10th. There he is. Oh, so unlucky for Mr. Slow One there. As we look at Rodas and Nick Hash come together. Rodas has completely lost it. Floors the throttle to try and get the car back. Seat 1's going to go through here. I think Bidzster might as well. As Rodas rejoins Nick Hash there as well. TY in the middle of all this. Oh, careful boys. Mr. Slow One having a look as well. Wow! Everything happening at once. TY goes wide there. I think he's got lag problems or something. Rodas in the pits. Danny Quaver goes through. So everything happening at once there. Fantastic stuff. So we'll just calm down after all that and we'll fit a few replays in. Here's a replay of what happened on the first lap into the big bank curve on board with Cyrex. You see almost 3 wide. Nick Hash tries to go up the inside. Little tap to Rodas and then they just come across. Bidzster's on his right. Danny's on his left in the mirror. And then everyone Constantina's up. So that was a bit 50-50 that. Rodas really squeezing the door shut and Nick Hash going for a gap. Now here's a replay on board with Seat 1 on the start of lap 2. All this mess that happened into the first few corners. So TY goes off there, goes wide up by himself. Danny Quaver hits the gravel as he brakes, then hits Jamo into Nick Hash, and then Jamo goes through. Rodas tries to take advantage but no way through there, and then we're still all very close together, and that's what happened. Okay, let's have a look at all this that happened on lap 2 between Rodas and Nick Hash. So the side by side going through here. See Bidzster in the mirror just having a little think about it. TY's on the inside. Nick Hash falls back behind falls back behind Rodas, goes for a gap that's just not there, slows down and then causes a bit of a Constantina effect there, and then gets alongside Rodas going down towards the next corner. So they're still completely side by side. And as we go down here, Nick goes for the corner, Rodas goes for the corner, but Rodas comes sharply across, bang into Nick, then Nick loses control of the car, hits Rodas, who then loses control of his car, and then they both hit each other again and go off, and Seek says, thank you very much boys, I'll take that. As we come back from them, Neil Farmack in the lead of this race. Task 1 second, Cyrex is third, Jamo is fourth. Seek 1 up the inside of Bidzster fifth, so clearly a couple of cars there with a bit of damage maybe, so Bidzster with Seek 1 now. We would have thought Bidzster would have a bit more pace at this point, but Bidzster into that corner there, Nick Hash, Mr. Slow One, Danny Quaver, so everyone a bit more spread out now, so we're going to see what the level of damage is on a few cars. So definitely Task 1 and Neil getting away with it. There they are up front. So Neil and Task 1 pulling away as Bidzster goes up the inside of Seat 1 there. So Bidzster up the inside of Seat 1. We'll see if he can pull away. But remember, a few cars might have had a bit of minor damage when all the cars came together after Nick Hash went up the inside of Rodas and then forced all the pack to sort of slow up at once, and everyone Costatina together. And probably a little bit of damage here, there and everywhere. Because in this championship we have mechanical damage on heavy now. We have mechanical damage on, so you can get your car damaged. It doesn't take long to repair it in the pits, probably about 10 seconds at the most for the most severe. So not that long in the pits in this game, which is good, keeps the battles on track. But again, you've really got to be careful, and obviously if you get damaged you've got to live with it. As we look back at Task 1, there's Neil Farmack in the lead in the Mr. Bean colours. So everyone choosing a different kind of livery in this one. Cyrex, bit of a more of a plain black. Jamo in the usual Fran Filters red and black colours. Looking good there. Bidzster in the ever orange of Bidzster with the Union Jacks on it. And then we've got the Belgian boy behind him, Seek 1 in the white and black number 88. All over the back of Bidzster now. We'll have a little look at the inside here. No, Bidzster just goes to the side just to cover it off. Just covers it off a little bit as we go onto the straight. I swear these two have got some kind of damage. So we will just check. We'll put the display all on and then get rid of this so we can see what damage people got. Seat 1's got no damage. Bidzster's got a bit of rear damage. You see there at the bottom right the figure flashing. So that's the damage indicator, so we'll just go through everyone and see what damage. So Neil Farmack is clear, Task 1 is clear, so is Cyrex. Cyrex has got quite a lot of damage there, so Cyrex has had an off somewhere. Cyrex with quite a lot of damage, and Jamo with a bit of front and rear. So again, all those that were involved in those scraps earlier, Bidzster with a bit of rear damage, and I think it's affecting him because Seek 1 has got no damage whatsoever and he's just able to drive right around the outside of him. So clearly Bidzster losing a bit more top end. Because even though these minis haven't got any aero whatsoever, it does count as aero if you get rear damage. So that's one to watch out for. As then we look at Nick Hash with damage all round. TY's clear, Mr. Sloan's clear, everyone else near the back will be clear because they'll have all pitted to rectify the problems. So we'll just get rid of that screen quickly there, guys, just to give you a little insight into the damage. So yeah, Neil Farmack in the lead, Task 1, Cyrex, Jamo, and then we'll watch this battle between Bidzster and Seek 1, who's heated up again. Bidzster in front, Seek 1 behind. Bidzster runs a bit wide there, he'll not have as much top speed with that damage, so will he try and survive with it till the end, or will he pit to try and recover it? Again, same for Cyrex and a few others that have had damage in this as well, so watch out for people pitting to repair it, because that will put them down a few positions. But obviously with that comes strategy, because you could get a good set of tyres on and get a good and get some positions back, or pit and get the damage out of the way, try and recover some decent points, but again get a decent spot on the grid for the next race, because the next race is a reverse grid also, so that could easily play into hands as well. As we watch Bidzster and Seek, probably the only battle on track at the minute. We'll just have a quick sneaker look at some other people as well, see if there's any battles happening further back, which I don't, there isn't. Danny Quaver's in front of Rodas, but apart from that there's not really much else going on track. Unfortunately Footman not able to make, Footman getting the old Gran Turismo server problem, so freezing his car on the grid. It's been happening to a few people, I've looked on the forums, and it's not just us, it's quite a few other people having the car freeze on the grid, so the lights don't even appear, or even if you've not got it on false starts, it just doesn't even take over you don't get to take control of the car. So Gran Turismo, please fix it. It's a really annoying problem, and it's not what you want in an online lobby. So please get it fixed, Gran Turismo. And obviously we've not got no Lil Yan because he's unfortunately disconnected before this race started. So unluckily just disconnected as the race start was pressed, and unfortunately couldn't do anything about that. So Lil Yan missing from this one. Again, he'll be at the front of the grid for the next one. Seek 1. Whoa. Seek 1 just having a little look at Bidzster there, but no way through yet. Just keeping that pressure on. Just making sure he's keeping Bidzster looking in his mirrors as we look at Jamo catching up to Cyrex now. Cyrex just going a bit invisible there because he had a little penalty to get rid of. Again, Cyrex nursing quite a bit of damage here, so just shows that he's got good pace in this mini because he's really good with the pace, even though he has got damage. So, and Jamo hasn't really got any, so Jamo will hopefully be able to catch him in the next few laps. Bidzster's still ahead of Seat 1 though, but it's really struggling to make any progress, is Bidzster here. And same with a few other people as well, but we'll just have a little look a bit further down the field. There's Mr. Slow One. Again, a little bit of damage on that mini. There's Danny Quaver and Rodas running closer together. The British Racing Green of Danny Quaver and the quite a mix of black and lime green of Rodas. So again, they're running quite close together there. Danny Quaver, number 23. Need to remember to put it on the race race decals for the number above your name. But apart from that, all good. Same with Rodas as well. Number 53, Rodas. Going around that long curve there. Let's have a little look back at the battles up here. Seek 1 is there up the inside of Bidzster. Where's Bidzster gone? Bidzster's in the pit, so Bidzster's clearly had enough with this damage and that, not really able to make any progress, so he's coming in. And if you look there as well, he's put fresh tyres on. That damage is now repaired and he's off. So Bidzster's back out. Will he come? Where is he going to come back out though? There he is, rejoining the track there, and there's Nick Hash and TY. Where are they going to rejoin? Nick Hash goes up the inside of Bidzster. Oh, he gets up to speed, and TY just squeezes through as well. So TY runs wide. TY runs wide, so obviously a bit startled that Bidzster's there. Obviously didn't expect it. They're now up the inside of Bidzster. Bidzster keeping with him around the outside. He's not going to give up that easily. Side by side into the next corner. Bidzster again trying to get through, but oh, it's going to be side by side, but TY's just going to grab it. TY just hangs on, so good driving there by them two, giving each other just about enough racing room to have a nice battle. So Bidzster now will be on fresh tyres though, so he'll not really want to be behind TY, because obviously TY's had his tyres on since the start and they'll be wearing a bit. You can just see how Bidzster closes up with those new tyres, so we'll keep an eye on that later on as we look at the second, third, fourth getting a bit closer. Task 1's gone backwards into the path of Cyrex, and Jamo's catching them both up as well, so be interesting to see how that pans out towards the end of the race. Meanwhile, Nick Hash and there's TY battling with Bidzster. Bidzster really putting the pressure on with them new tyres now. There's the change of direction, much quicker for Bidzster now. As Nick Hash runs wide, TY. Oh, I thought we would have a little look up the inside then, but Nick Hash must have been a bit further ahead than what we thought because of the camera angle as we cross the line. Lap 9 now. 3 cars close together coming up towards turn 1 into turn 2. Through turn 1, the little fast right kink. Turn 2 up the hill. Nick Hash defends the inside. TY goes round the outside. Oh, Bidzster's up the inside of TY, and there's a gap in the middle, and he's in. He's in the gap. Oh, phenomenal stuff. He's on the inside now for past Nick Hash. Oh, beautiful move there from Bidzster. Fantastic stuff. What a move. TY completely oblivious to that. Left the door open. And then Bidzster got up the inside, and then Nick Hash was giving space for TY, and then realised that Bidzster were going to be in there as well. Good stuff as TY now seeking vengeance, trying to get past Nick Hash. Said, look, you've just let Bidzster go through. Let me back fast. Obviously TY and Bidzster very close rivals in the championship as well, with Jamo as well. So Jamo's got the upper hand in this race, being further up the grid. As TY passes Nick Hash now. Just about on the overspeed out the corner, so TY up to 7th place now. Will Nick Hash go for a little lunge? I don't think he will. No, he'll keep sensible. So Bidzster ahead now, TY behind. He's got to try and stick with him, but remember Bidzster's on fresh tyres, so that's one to watch out for. Cyrex, Task 1 and Jamo all close together up near the front as well, so that'll be one to watch for later. As we look further back, Rodas and Danny Quaver quite close. Keith's caught up to the back of them as well. So Keith 2 seconds a lap quicker than these two. So clearly holding each other up, and Keith's on his way. So there's Rodas in 11th place. So Danny Quaver there coming through the last section, a little bit wide, but again you can get away with it because you can bring the car back in, tuck away, and get the power on. There goes Keith. Again, another terrible start for him, another false start. So he's not quite got the hang of the false start grid check yet. So he'll get the hang of that in time. Cyrex, meanwhile, back in 2nd place with damage. Jamo on the gravel, rally crossing. So Task 1's going to close up now to Cyrex. So Task 1 behind. I've just noticed, yeah, Task 1's behind Cyrex. So Cyrex was behind Task, and Task was in front, but obviously that's swapped round. So Cyrex up to 2nd place now. So good stuff as Cyrex defends from Task 1 into the last section, both going invisible for a bit of a penalty there, just getting rid of a bit. And Jamo behind as well, just trying to keep up with the situation. Bidzster moving away from TY now. He's after seat 1 to try and get that place. So he's only lost 1 place, having fixed the damage, and he might even be able to get a decent lap in. So we go, oh yeah, and he does! Fastest lap of the race by 6,000ths of a second. Brilliant stuff from Bidzster there on fresh tyres. So just nicking Neil's fastest lap. So Bidzster, that's probably the other reason why he did it as well. An extra point, everything counts. TY runs wide onto the gravel there as well. So Seek 1 there in 5th place. Oh, a bit of dust up ahead. Cyrex and Task 1 kicking up the dust. They're going to get more penalties for that if they're not careful, because this track quite strict on penalties, especially in that complex section. Very strict indeed. So you've got to really watch out for the penalties in this one, even though they're on weak, not on strong, because on strong they are just terrible on this game on strong, but on weak they are a lot better. But we've got to have some kind of penalty system on as Task 1 goes through. Jamo in suit, Cyrex trying to get away from them both, but not really succeeding at the minute. Very slow progress as we watch Bidzster and TY come through shot there as well. We'll have a little look further back. Keith and Rodas close together. Keith and Rodas, again, you'll battle just as hard for last place as you will for first. Every point counts, and Keith's on the inside. Rodas gives him space, but Rodas is going to be on the inside for this next loop. There we go, around that little loop, and then round the other bank loop at the end. There we go, through the banked corner. Keith gets a good run as well, so you've got to watch out for that next corner. So we'll just come back to that in a moment. There's Seek 1, Bidzster and TY. We're looking for the battle up front. There we are, Task 1 and Cyrex. But again, what we'll do is we'll go back to that other one, because that'll like the battle to watch. Keith has a little look, no way through there, just trying to show himself in Rodas's mirrors, make him look behind. Try and put him off looking forwards. Oh, that'll be a track limits. That'll be a track limits there for Rodas. All 4 wheels over the curb, and he runs wide as well. Keith's going to get a decent run here, so we've got to be careful not to do that too much. So Rodas under pressure now from Keith. We'll keep an eye on that as the race unfolds. Jamo closing right up onto the back of Task 1 now. Task 1 very wide out the hairpin, but he'll get a good run. But again, Jamo in the slipstream. As we go down to the next corner, down through the little twisty bit, and then onto the brakes into the complex. As we go through, Task 1 maybe having a little look at Cyrex, but no way through there. All of them hop the curb, and again there'll be no way through there for any of them as we quickly go back to that battle near the back. Rodas and Keith. Rodas goes wide, Keith goes through. Is he around the outside? It gives him space, and Keith, very good move there, goes through, takes advantage of Rodas's mistake, moves up to 11th place. So good stuff there by Keith. Made it back up. It just makes you think where he would have been if he got an actual good start. But Keith back up to 11th place now. I would imagine Keith would have been probably the top of the midfield runners in this race if he'd have got a good start. But obviously that wasn't the case. As Cyrex and Task 1 side by side, Task 1 up the inside, Cyrex demoted back to 3rd place. Jamo having a look up the inside as well, trying to take advantage. Cyrex pulls back alongside Task 1 into the complex. Cyrex on the oh, Cyrex just going a bit invisible there to get rid of a penalty. All 3 line astern coming down towards the next section. It'll all be about who gets a good run out of this next corner. Meanwhile, Neil Farmack still ahead. by a good 7 seconds or so, so plenty of lead there as Sarek has a look at the inside of Task 1. Task 1 gives him space, Sarek's up the inside and through. Good move there by Sarek, but again he's got damage, he'll not have the top speed that these two have. Task 1 gets in the draft, pulls out to the right, Jamo goes to the left, going down towards the next complex. Sarek's kicking up the dust, not giving up, but again, oh, contact back right into the back of Task 1. Task 1 on rally crossing, Sarek is letting him go back past, so gentleman driver there, but again that was enough to let Jamo go through and take advantage. Jamo goes straight through to second place, Task 1 back to third and Sarek's back to fourth, so again a bit over ambitious there from Sarek, but again it's done him harm as well as Task 1 as well. Seat 1 and Bidzster closing up now. This could be 5 cars on the last lap. Incredible stuff as we've got Keith and Rodas still close in the background. Oh, Mr. Slow, oh, no, Mr. Slow one's off the road. Oh, after a promising start, looking good for to be sort of bottom of the midfield or top of the back runners, all the way to the back now because of one mistake. Unlucky there for Mr. Slow One. He was doing so well in that race. As the replay starts to go a bit funny, so the car noises will be a bit funny now as well. So I do apologise for this, but I don't know why it's doing it. Must be just something to do with the servers or the update. Again, Gran Turismo, please sort out this. It's embarrassing. As Cyrex and Task 1 go side by side in towards the last corner. Sorry, not last corner, the bank corner. Get me words in. As they go side by side, almost side by side down the straight. Task 1 trying to pull alongside Cyrex, and he is doing. Just got that top end. Bidzster and Seek 1 side by side as well. Bidzster's past Seek. Bidzster's past Seek, so Bidzster's got a place as well. Cyrex trying to go up the inside of Task 1 towards the last few corners. Little tap to Task 1, no harm done. As he go into the last section, Cyrex is going to go through. Neil Farmack has already crossed the line and won the race. Well done to Neil Farmack, fantastic stuff. Jamo second, Cyrex third, Task 1 possibly fourth, or he's going to be Bidzster. Cyrex third, Task 1 fourth, Bidzster fifth, Seek 1 sixth, TY in seventh. Nick Hash is going to come across the line in 8th position. So good job by Nick Hash there. Danny Quaver is going to come across the line in 9th place. Eventually at the end, but he does cross the line in 9th place. Keith crossed the line in 10th. Rodas will be 11th and Mr. Slow One will be in 12th place. So there you have it. Okay guys, let's take you through the results in that one then. So it was Neil who won that one in first place by 12 seconds from Jamo in second. Then it was third for Cyrex. Task 1 in 4th place, closely followed home by Bidzster in 5th. Seek 1 6th place. TY in 7th, not a very good race for TY in that one. Nick Hash in 8th position. Danny Quaver in 9th. Keith 10th. Rodas 11th, and Mr. Slow On rounds out the 12 again. Bidzster with the fastest lap this time with a 1:22.292 for that extra point. So there you have it guys, there's your winner, Neil Farmack in the number 12. Well done to Neil, and we'll see you guys for race 3. Take care.